Anytime I hear funnels in terms of marketing, it drives me crazy. But I think I'm finally over it, and I'm going to tell you why right now. You know it. You know that you've been in a funnel before. You know that you watched a webinar to get sold something at the end. You know that you signed up for an email list or for a newsletter to get pitched to something. You are in the funnel, okay? And I'm not gonna break down what a funnel is, but let me tell you what I do know about it. It's another way, a simpler, sleazier, I don't think it was intended to be that way, but it's a sleazier way to name the sales process, which simply means at the top of the funnel, you're trying to collect as many people as possible, and people are gonna fall out of that funnel until you have your buyers, okay? So that is a funnel, a sales funnel, marketing funnel, whatever the hell you want to call it. The funnel is designed to get you to just be exposed to material, marketing campaigns, advertisements until you ultimately buy. This is why everyone on social media is always telling you, what happens if you lose your Facebook audience? You know, you want an email list, so they're yours, You know, I'm just like, okay. But anyway, I have sat through many presentations. I have sat through the most unbelievably salesy shit, especially from ClickFunnels, you know, that I'm just like, dude, what is going on here? Like, I just cannot stand, you know, how salesy and how pitchy and how desperate and how just egotistical some of these methods are. Well, thinking differently and living differently is what this channel is all about, right? And it would be foolish of me to not have an open mind. Okay, so I'm again that person. I'm 40. I just turned 41. You know, I've revolutionized my life, you know, at 38 years old, and I want the same for you, no matter where you are in that range between like 35, 45, or whatever. But getting over some of my mental constraints is something really important to me. So I want to break down to you what I kind of recently discovered on my own about this so-called funnel and why I hated it so much. The reason I hate or hated funnels is simply the approach. And the approach that people take is usually reminiscent of a not so great marketing experience or sales experience we've had. And many of us, you know, do not want to repeat the same mistake. Now, this is not limited to business, okay? Like, I've made a commitment to make sure that you and I both know that this channel is not strictly related to business. You know what it's like to have had your heart broken by someone you've been in a relationship with because you were in their proverbial funnel. They got what they wanted and they were out. Or at the time that things became boring or they were just over it, then peace, see you later, okay? And you might look at that as a sales experience like, oh, they're not who I thought they were, or whatever. Or maybe you had a leader who would ask you lots of questions and you felt like you could really trust them and they completely freaking betrayed you. And when you escalated concerns and you thought you could trust them, that actually maybe put you on a different track from the promotion you thought you were gonna get. So this applies all the way around. And here's what I discovered, is that we're always in a freaking funnel, okay? Now I am in personal branding and marketing, okay? I do podcast production, video production, okay? I want people to make money and I want people to make money from the content that we help them provide. I want them to have a voice. I want you to have a voice and I want to help you do that and I want to take all the work off your plate. Now, I have been, as a business owner, really organic in my approach, okay? Now I did use advertising dollars on the podcast a couple times, but other than that, paid advertising or anything like that, I've not hired a public relations firm or anything like that. I've not done any of that. I really, after I quit my job at Amazon and I was kind of on my own, I just wanted to measure what I could do for myself. So I had this organic strategy, and organic, to kind of simplify that, just means non-paid, okay? I was just putting out content. Well, as business has gone on, I've realized that I've been a fool for not trying to put out what I do, why I do it, how I can help you a little bit more often. I've also been a fool by not using paid methods that can help you target people. I've been a fool for not building an email list until just a couple months ago to get in front of my audience and keep them captive. Why does this all matter? Is because I've avoided doing the things that could have helped me get closer to my goals. And the reason is I wanted to be the anti-funnel guy. I wanted to be the anti-sales guy. I wanted to just strictly build relationships, and I wanted you to fall in love with me and me to fall in love with you, the right qualified person, and for us to have this amazing, cool relationship in which we're doing great business together and everybody's winning. That's not how it works. Not all the time, at least. So here's when I came to the realization that we are always in a funnel. I was driving my daughter to school and I saw a McDonald's billboard and it said 13 Wilmington locations. Am I in their funnel? Were they literally projecting information at me? Is that salesy? Or is it just informing me? Well, here's what I do know. And there's actually, I made a podcast episode about this, about how one piece of content isn't enough. But there's a billboard on the way home I see of this realtor and his dogs. And it just makes me laugh because I'm just like, dude, like what does that have to do with anything? I mean, I guess it's different, but I know his name really easily because I pass that every day. I was at the gas station and I was filling up, and then I saw the 2-for-1 hot dogs or the Red Bull advertisement or whatever. Then there's a screen, okay, right in front of you that plays sometimes some of those newer gas stations or newer pumps, they'll have a screen that plays music and it'll say subscribe here. So I don't get mad at them. I don't get ambivalent with them. It's super, super normal. So what I've come to realize is that a funnel or the sales process is always around us. It's always existing and we're always being sold to. So that way we have the information we need to make a decision on what we want and need and where we could go get it. And this is why it's important to be top of mind. So after thinking about it this way, if anyone has been following me on any other platforms, like, dude, I'm absolutely going to be pushing what I do, how I do it, and that I want to work with you and that I want you to work with me. It's ridiculous to be shy about it. You need to be top of mind and you need to give people the information they need, like I said, to make a good decision. You want to be the first person they think of when they're like, oh, I need to start a podcast, or I need some video production, or I need some social media content, right? So how does this apply to the channel? How does this apply to thinking differently and living differently? The point is, I didn't have an open mind. Some of the best creators I know, some of the best entrepreneurs I know do this religiously, okay? They are just putting out information, webinar. They're just doing. And they are creating a group of people at the top of the funnel who can consume the content and are free to go when and if they please. No one is putting a gun to your head and saying you need to stay here, or you need to buy, or you need to continue to consume this content, okay? We do it all the time, okay? And the reason I think I had an issue with doing that is because I thought I was going to be rejected. I thought people would just scroll by my content, or I thought people would just get, oh, this dude's salesy, or I'm going to unsubscribe. Well, guess what? You unsubscribe to emails every day. You go into a store looking for shirts or pants or shorts, whatever it is, and you look at some and you reject some of them, okay? That doesn't mean, like, what, do you expect the store to take that personally, that you didn't like their shit? Of course not. So what is it? Again, like, thinking differently and living differently means having an open mind, but more importantly means pushing the information. What do I know and who needs to know it? Okay, I covered that in another video, but what do I know and who needs to know it? This is about going after what you want. So if people don't know what you want and you're not putting that information out there, then how does that serve you? How does that help you get closer? So if you have been thinking about this man or this woman for years, or just had a crush or whatever it may be, we would always tell, our friends or whoever it is, like, go after that. You'll never know unless you do, right? Well, this is kind of the same mentality that I'm trying to adopt and trying to keep a little bit more of an open mind. If I have strict financial goals that I'm trying to hit, but my core belief is that I don't want to be salesy, then I don't have to be salesy. I just need to be me. It doesn't mean I need to withhold information. Okay, so in your professional life, if you want that promotion, who knows that you want that promotion? Who knows that that is something that you're interested in and that you are willing to do the work to get there? Who knows that? So that way they could help mentor you, and maybe they could set up, kind of, not deliverables, but like checkpoints to know that you're kind of on the right course. Think about it. So a funnel and people conveying information and putting out too much, you feel like you're probably going to tire some people out, turn some people off, or wear out your welcome. And I'm starting to learn that this is the way of life. I don't go to McDonald's really ever, but I don't not go to McDonald's when I'm hungry and I'm driving on the freeway, and if I saw something that says, McDonald's in 2 miles and I haven't had anything for a while, I would probably just stop, go get something that might be tasty and just eat it, instead of being like, no, dude, they pitch me so much, or they're always giving me their information. I'm just going to wait till I see another billboard for something that might be 20 miles down the road. Fuck that. I'm hungry now. Okay. So push the information. If you want to think different and live different, tell people about that book you want to write. Tell people about that podcast you want to do. Tell that love interest that you're ready to take it to the next level. Tell that boss you want a promotion. And on the negative side, tell that person on your team that they're not holding up their end of the bargain. If you are not having what you want in your relationship, then put that information out there as well, okay? Like, we can't be afraid of putting out the information that's relevant. How you package it is a completely different story, and I'm not going to get into that. But a funnel is simply the sales process, and information starts at the top, it comes down and drips out, and you're either in it or you're not. And that's how we need to treat a lot of things. We don't need to treat it with animosity. We don't need to treat it with any kind of, spite. If people are putting out information to help us, we should receive it. Don't slap the olive branch away when it's extended to you. I believe this is something that can truly help you and help me, which is why I wanted to make this while it was top of mind. So hey, look, we're like over 10 minutes. Next time, or any of the other videos, go check them out and listen to it at 2 times speed, okay? Like get through it in 5 minutes. But I think if you're enjoying this already, number 1, consider subscribing. Number 2, go check out some of those other videos. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, and we will see you next time.